random observation about Guatemala. All the things that are corn that would be like cooked and roasted lightly, like tortilla chips and stuff in Mexico, in Guatemala, they're like dark. They are roasted. We like the taste of roasted corn. Very roasted. The corn is roasted. You know what I mean? However you say roasted on Espanol.
Asado.
Anyway, very brown corn, and in a good way. Like, it's really like roasty, toasty, and brown tasting.
Asado. Asado.
Is it roasted, David?
Roasted.
There are so many repurposed American school buses that are just decked out. This is one thing that's really cool about Guatemala. All the public transit are old Bluebird buses that just refuse to die. Most of them decorated. Also, they have mega clearance on these buses. You could sleep in the road and just go right under it, this one. It's really neat to see all of the colorful buses in the street, and also the heavily remodeled Toyota trucks. I've been having a blast showing the odd person that we live in a Toyota truck. So, street cred in Guatemala. I want to go where that one's going. Looks like it's going to Party Town!
You can admire all these buses at the station that is at the back of the market, which is conveniently also a good spot to see random street parades too.
Today we're going to visit a couple of sites that are famous for their crypts, former convents, church ruins, and more. Away we go. These horses are like, ha ha ha! We are being escorted by this nice old boy. He's going to stop and look back now. Yeah, there he is. It's like, geez, you guys are slow. He's so frustrated with us that we're so slow. Oh, we've got a friend now. Oh, wow. Wowzers. The pack keeps growing. Now we've got our escort dog being led by a hyperactive escort dog. Older dog is wise, younger dog is playful. Not making for a perfect match right now. Older dog persevering. He's a little annoyed. Young dog doesn't care. Old dog is trying his best to be avoidant. Dogs here are really working hard. Thanks, dogs of Antigua. Muchas gracias, perritos de Antigua. You a good boy? Oh, a close-up. Did you need to go ahead? Very nice. Very nice. He just wants pets now. I didn't really mean to turn this into a dog saga, but he's so very friendly. He's back to taking a very, very assertive lead. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah. This cute dog leads us to our destination. Bye, Julio. I named him Julio. Entry is a reasonable $8 per person. This construction of this church and convent was completed in 1705, although the founding nuns had arrived in the city in 1699 from Mexico. The earthquakes of 717 destroyed this building. There's no remains of the original convent, so we'll have to settle for this 300-year-old one instead of the 329-year-old one. When they rebuilt it, they were like, nothing will ever knock this down again. And they were right. Yeah, like these little stairs here lead to a pulpit. The birds of paradise flowers here are absolutely stunning. Look at that. And here is the entrance to the crypts. This crypt was empty, and one of these places promised some sort of dead nun exposition, so let's snap to it, you guys. Wow. I think this is a pretty reasonable depiction of a lot of what you'll see in urban Guatemala. Ruins, modern cities, surrounded by lush green hills.
Voiceover David has no idea what this thing is for, but Past David on video will. Past David, go ahead. A beautiful garden, somewhat sullied by the distraction of graffiti and scratches.
If you are the type of person who comes to scratch your name into a monument, you are the kind of a person who is a douchebag. The birth of Santa Clara dates back to the 12th century in Assisi, Italy, where Clara of Assisi was born to the noble family of Favarone de Offreduccio and his wife Hortolana. Sounds like a Nepo baby to me. Then on March 18th, she became a nun, offering her life to God through her total consecration to Christ. But you know what wasn't Nepo baby of her? She rejected all her privilege and advocated for those in poverty. Natalia just got excited. She's inside this church, Natalia, and we had a discussion about something that we're going to do later. And Natalia got really excited. Natalia, will you tell us what it was that you got excited about?
I remembered that we bought mashed potatoes.
What kind of mashed potatoes?
Instant mashed
Potato. Powdered potato. Here we are in the ruins. Natalia's like, oh, we have powdered mashed potatoes. Well, there we go. It did not have the famous skeleton type crypts, but very nice ruins. Santa Clara, one of the most, supposedly one of the most impressive monuments here in the city. Here's Natalia enjoying a bougie coffee. How much was this bougie coffee?
I won't talk about it.
How much was it? What was the price? Look at that, it matches your shirt. What does a coffee to match your shirt cost? What was the price? If someone wanted to buy this, what would they have to... She's finding every way to avoid it. She had to blow on her coffee so she couldn't talk. Now she's sipping her coffee and she can't answer. Now she can't see us because her eyes are closed like one of those reptiles when they don't want to be bothered. This coffee shop has a beautiful viewpoint from up here.
Cute.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, here we are in another convent, La Capuchinas. Apparently the coffee is great here. Okay, very similar design. Beautiful. Spanish really knew what they wanted to see. We need domes.
Bingo! Nun residents were laid here in state for a time before interment.
So this one's a little bit smaller than Santa Clara. We're like, you know, pretty much the way through it. But it's got a representation of a dead nun, which I love. And shout out to Clarence. So there are a number of these sites. They all seem to cost about $8 per person to get in. And they're a nice walk, and you can get some nice selfies. And you can also learn about the history, the colonial history of Guatemala. And these are, of course, bas-relief stucco, which is carved basalt.
Let's go into a white tunnel together and make face noises.
Sweet, sweet city woman, still of the night I held you tight, for I love you so. I remember that night in May when the stars were bright up above. I hope and I pray yeah, decent acoustics, I guess. Like, we're not here to see any dead nuns. We would never make that a habit. So, just in response to a lot of the comments I've been getting on my page, you've shown us India, Cambodia, Thailand, Mexico, Guatemala, various places, amazing places, but you've never shown us where nuns take a shit. Well, that's a nun shitter right there. Are you happy? Are you happy? I think now I'm going to be monitored. See that rope belt around there? That's the room for the naughty nuns. If there's Lord of the Rings fans out there, they have a place here called Habatanango. And that is a Lord of the Rings themed park and stay that's about 30 minutes drive away from the city proper. Well, the volcano in the distance, but look at these incredibly beautifully carved pillars. So intricate. Very, very nice.
Here's the famed Iglacius de la Merced. Right nearby, a quick peek at the famous handicraft store.
So realistic, their handicrafts, my God.
Picked up some fresh black corn tortillas on the way home. I had some cooking to do.
Muchas gracias. I'm going to make some patties / taco meat out of this pulverized, texturized soy protein, rice, some puré de papa, some oats, vegetables, stock, and some beans. I'm going to flavor it with some barbecue sauce, some mustard, lime, bit of ketchup, all the good stuff. How's it going to turn out? Let's see. Patty's a little soft, but still very nice.
The final video from Antigua will show more awesome things to do and will highlight 2 of a number of fully vegan restaurants that are in Antigua. Both were awesome, but one blew our friggin' minds! Seeing tons of charming Antigua by foot and by chance, and for Vegan Everywhere, I'm David.